while ago I played Prince of Persia Sands of Time, and this was the autometer of that game, but the audio got kind of fucked up, and I thought to take the opportunity to talk about something more important. I just saw the news of Ubisoft or whatever planning for a remake of this game of Prince of Persia Sands of Time, and the news kinda didn't sit with me right, because I've just finished the game and I was wondering why the heck would they remake such a good game, because it was perfectly playable after 2 decades. The game came out in 2003, so it's been more than 20 years. However, still, it's playable. So, what are they going to add to the remake? There's nothing to add. They are just going to smooth the textures and uglify the characters and remove the hotties and call it a remake and shove it up the gamers' ass. Honestly, the trend of making remakes it's going too much now. It kind of makes sense for the industries to recreate and resell what they already own, what people have already played, what people have already watched and loved, because they can ride on the popularity of the original thing and sell it again, call it a remake or whatever. Sometimes it's a remake, sometimes it's a live action, a shitty live action, sometimes it's a Netflix animation series. Basically, they are just selling merch now. They are just merches. Like, it's easier to remake a game than print t-shirts now, because it sells better and it's cheaper to make. In fact, playing the original game surprised me of how smooth the gameplay was, the fight mechanics and the platforming was, especially the platforming, the wall runnings. It was very smooth, and it being a 20-something years old game, you would expect it to be kinda outdated. But the truth is, the innovation of the industry, of the game, entertainment industry, games, animations, art in general, the innovation has stopped. It kinda stopped 20 years ago. The only thing that changed was the graphics got more realistic. And tell me this, what is more boring than realistic graphics? It's fucking boring. Who wants realistic? If you want realistic, go in the streets. It couldn't get more realistic than the streets. And one thing I'm really disappointed about this news of Prince of Persia getting a remake is these femme zombies. Because I know they are either going to remove them completely or cover them up. And that sucks. Seeing these femme zombies made me so happy. Beside being a horny person, it just reminded me of the good times. Like seeing an old friend that's no longer alive. When I was a teen and I would play these games, and it was just full of these sexy characters. What the hell happened? Where are they now? Why? What? I don't get it. What is wrong with that? Why they had to remove it? But I know, because they want to reach a wider audience. So they are removing anything that could potentially offend some group or another. So by removing naked females, they try to not offend some people. And that's the downfall of games. Because games were never meant to be for the public. Art was never meant to be something for everybody, for the majority of people. It's not a TV set or a refrigerator to sell to masses and make millions. It's an artwork. And art might offend some people and attract some others. Some would love it, some would hate it. That's art. That's exactly art. And by removing the sexy things, by vanillizing everything, by trying to be accepted by the majority, they fuck it up. They make a muddy wash of something. It's It's like a painting that's all in one value. You can't say where the highlights are and where the shadows are. Everything is the same. Every game nowadays is just some 3D scans of real people in everyday clothes with everyday looks and in everyday situations. Like boring stories. Female characters are they no longer look like supermodels. They look like your neighbor next door. Not that there is anything wrong to look like the neighbor next door. My problem is if you would want to see your neighbor next door, why would you play this game? You would go talk to the real people. But people who play games don't want to talk to real people for some reasons. I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm just saying usually people who are attracted to video games, to entertainment behind the screen, usually there are people who are socially anxious and don't want to go outside and see the real people, talk to real people. They want to live in the fantasies. And that's just perfect. We need people like that. Artists are like that. Art is made like that. Art is made from living in the fantasies and playing with the imagination. And so, by normalizing everything, they are killing art. And by killing art, what's left of us? Anyway, I'm waiting for the disaster to come out. Sooner or later, this remake is going to come out. And we shall see what disaster it broods, like any other remake. Like, okay, I get it, Resident Evil 2 needed a remake because the gameplay was outdated. It was hard to play the top-down thing nowadays. But how about Resident Evil 4? They just made the same thing and removed the hot chicks and called it a remake. And they're going to do the same thing with this Prince of Persia game. Anyway, in the autometer, Prince got a 9, Farah got 7, Vizier got 2, and I was kinda cheating with the fem zombies and gave it them an 11. And overall the game got a 7.2 score from 10, which is quite hot. And I'm glad that I played this game. So when they make the remake, I can remember the original was hot. What do you think?